trying to we're trying to answer the question why the testes are outside the body, right? Why did nature put testes outside the body? That is the question we're asking. And I said there is a reason the testes are located in the scrotum outside the body, outside this abdominal cavity. There's a reason. But women own is inside the abdominal cavity, right? But man own now is outside. Why? It's actually because of temperature, right? The sperm production requires temperature that is about 2 to 3 degrees less than the normal body temperature, right? Mr. Tabs is here. I see you. So that is the reason why the scrotum is outside the body, because of the temperature that is necessary for sperm production is less than the normal body temperature, right? So this cooler environment is essential for proper sperm production. Remember, note it, important information you must not play with. The cooler environment outside the body is essential for proper sperm formation, DNA packaging, right? You know that is the testis is like sperm industry, right? So everything that needs to be done correctly and packaged all right? So the cooler temperature requires for DNA packaging, also essential for enzyme function, also for motility development, right? So if this temperature, if the balance of this temperature is disturbed, even slightly, sperm production begins to suffer. It begins to suffer. And of course, it does change in our lives every day. There are times we have to sit down for a very long time. There are times we have to go to hot places. There are times we do several things that affect. But the reason why we are not feeling the immediate concern is because of the time it takes for the production of sperm. So what about having early miscarriage? And you gotta wait, and his and hers vibe. You got to wait, keep coming to the live stream for us to get there, right? So we're not there yet. So the smartest thing to do is to follow me now and keep coming. You will learn a lot, including what you ask. The music is loud. Okay, I think let me reduce it even further. I think it's better now. All right, so we'll answer everybody's question this year. Not just to answer your question. If you're trying to conceive, you should be pregnant this year. You should. So I was saying that if temperature balance in the testes is disturbed, even in the slightest, right? Sperm production begins to suffer. Sperm production begins to suffer. This is not theory. It's not theory. This is a well-established physiological fact. The reason why we tell men, okay, we're going to tell men today the things to do, right? But remember, if you've missed the episode on precious sperm, go to the YouTube channel, search my name, Dr. Godwin EMB, and look for precious sperm so that you know how to produce precious sperm, right? But today, we're going to show you the facts and the practical application of these things I'm telling you, right? Inside the testes, sperm develop within delicate structures, tiny delicate structures That is what produces the sperm. And now these structures are highly sensitive to temperature. They are. Right? And now, I kept telling people the reason why my live stream cannot be long. I know as people go for live stream 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, some goes 24 hours live stream. I can't do that because of what I know. Right? Especially if you're a man, you should not do that. Women shouldn't do it anyway because of their health. I remember, I think I kept seeing the story of a lady, one of these coaches on TikTok. She was this kind of big streamer before. For a while she disappeared, and now it's only her post I get to see. And she's trying to give her testimony how she had partial stroke and health situation because of live streaming was affecting her health and all that kind of stuff. If you have seen it, please confirm you've seen that. But you cannot sit down for a very long time. You can't do that. Right? Create your content, live stream, but understand how your health works, so that in the end it becomes a win-win. Like Mr. Tab will say. Mr. Tab is the comment section. Please follow him. He's a TikTok coach. Mr. Tab will say, if we teach you all the ways of making money on TikTok and you don't have good health, how else can you enjoy the money? Right? That is a golden statement. Never forget it in the life. So live stream, create content, but don't jeopardize your health. Right? Alright, so how did I get there? Right. So I was saying that the structures that produces sperm cells are tiny and very delicate. They are so delicate that they are sensitive to temperature, even the slightest change in temperature. So when temperature rises, right? When temperature rises, sperm producing cells become stressed. Right? The cells that produce sperm become stressed. Under increased temperature, protein synthesis, the ability to synthesize protein that will form sperm, is disrupted. Alright? And of course, the packaging of DNA. Remember, this is all about DNA delivery. So the packaging of the DNA becomes defective. The way it is packaged. Have you ever received a weigh bill and you're offended at how they sent that package to you? So imagine doing that to your testes. So you have disrupted the packaging of DNA and you're wondering why you are not pregnant. You are joking. You are joking. Right? So under increased temperature, abnormal sperm are produced. They are formed and they are produced. And that is not fair. That is not fair. Unlike many other body systems, the testes does not tolerate heat. It does not tolerate heat. Right? So, I see those guys wearing tight pants, right? Tight underwears. And you think you are lacking knowledge. You are lacking knowledge. Because even small repeated increase, right, in temperature can accumulate in damage that becomes significant damage. If you didn't learn anything today, you will never learn. I tell you the truth, you will never learn. So let's pick out the first funny part of the problem. That is the laptop effect. Right? This is the day of internet, day of computer, and now AI. So you need your computer all over the place, right? But understand that laptops generate heat during operations. They do. So when you place laptop directly on the lap, of course, that's why they call it laptop. So the computer is supposed to be on your lap, right? they create or they generate localized warming around your scrotum, right? But the issue is not just the device itself. It's not just the device. It is a combination of factors, right? It's a combination of factors like direct heat that is coming from the laptop, radiation also coming from the laptop, reduce air circulation, because if you're going to put your laptop on your laps, you're going to close your legs, right? And guess who is in between your legs? The scrotum. Right? Your tie is on time, right? And studies have shown that laptops that are used on the lap can raise scrotal temperature up to more than 3 degrees more than what is required for sperm production. So your soft life is going to make your reproductive life hard, right? No wonder it's soft people that is always having difficulty to have children, right? Then hard people have millions of children all over the place. Winx, good to see you. Thank you very much. Right? Don't be juju with that. Ashe Kumar, you're welcome. Thank you for the heart. Right? You're going to learn something tonight. And if you know any man anywhere in the world, you want to invite him to come and hear. Right? There are other hidden heat sources besides laptop. Good evening, you're welcome. Laptop is just is only one of the examples. Good evening, Winx. Thank you. There are other everyday habits that expose the testes to excessive heat. There are, besides the laptop gist. But the laptop, I need to give a serious hammer on that one first, because of our young children who are into all these things. Olori Abioye, you're welcome. So besides the laptop issue, there is a prolonged sitting down for a very long time. And I will say again, that is the very reason why my live streams are not long, right? Sit for a very long time. What happens? What happens? Okay, for example, who are the people that sit for a very long time? Those who 9 to 5ers, tailors, right? Drivers, those who drive long distance, those who do remote jobs, right? So whatever you do that makes you sit for a very long time, or you are just a sedentary person, what happens is you and your seat is trapping enough heat around your groin. Heat trap. And what did we say about heat? It affects sperm production. Yes, tailors are part of it. That is number 2. Number 3, tight clothing. I'm talking about men. So women, just shift at one side first. Let me finish with men, because this month we will deal with men matter once and for all. Right? The third thing is tight clothing. Tight clothing like underwear, tight trousers. I think I don't know whether it's the fashion these days where people wear tight and stuff. I don't know. But if it is, it's not for men. Leave tight things to women. Even the women too, but leave it for women for now. Right? Why? Because when you wear anything tight, whether it's your tight trousers or your tight underwear, what you are reducing airflow around that area and increasing the temperature. And what does temperature do again? It affects sperm production, right? That is the third thing. The fourth thing is hot baths and saunas, right? And I've said before, frequent exposure to hot water raises testicular temperature significantly, right? I know there are some men that will never do without hot water baths. I will not stop you, but it's better to use the one that is coming down from up than to be sitting down in your hot tubs, right? Don't do it. Leave it for women, right? Because you are just cooking your balls without knowing it. So that is the fourth thing. So remember, the things I've mentioned so far are more of people that are enjoying soft life, right? Soft life reproduction is harder. Hard life reproduction is easy, right? Because all the things you say you're enjoying is damaging you. Unfortunately so. Right? There is also the aspect of occupation. People who work in places that heat is generated. Hello, Dan MG Andrew. Good to see you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Right? Occupation. Men working as drivers, for example. Men working as bakers. They are always in the kitchen. They are even cooks, chef, always in hot places. Always in hot places. Welders. Factory workers. You know, the other day I was giving an example of those who work in noodles company, where you have those mighty boilers. The place is so hot that you can almost never wear clothes inside that place. Right? I'm not saying you should resign, but I'm just telling you what can affect your fertility. Right? You know, all this category of occupation I just mentioned, they are exposed to chronic heat exposure, right? And that heat will affect sperm production, right? So be careful. What about those of us that like putting our phones in the front, in our pockets? Right? Although there's less heat, but prolonged placement of your phone will contribute to it contributes, it's not the main source. It contributes heat and radiation to temperature around that local area. That exposure will also impact. If nobody told you, I'm telling you now. The reason why you should pay me for it, right? POG, how are you? Good to see you. Haven't I highlighted all these occupations and causes of heat around the groin and the scrotum? Let me quickly explain to us what heat does to sperm in a more clearer and simpler form. Right? Please tap on your screen and share the live. Tap on the screen and share the live. What heat does to sperm? Let's break it down clearly and leaving nobody in doubt. Right? So the first thing is it reduces sperm count. It reduces sperm count. Why? Because heat suppresses sperm production. Now, think about it. Those of you that were here yesterday, think about it. Remember I told us that every 1 second, 1,500 sperm cells are produced, right? So by the end of the day, end of 24 hours, we should have over 100 million sperm cells produced. Good. Now imagine some men who go for semen analysis and they have to abstain. In other words, they did not knuckle, they did not throw away the sperm. But for after 3 days of abstinence, they bring the sample, and we are seeing less than 100 million. Think about it. If a day you can produce 100 million, and after 3 days you are struggling to do 100 million, can't you see you are doing something to yourself? Can't you see you have done something to yourself? Right? If you are healthy and you're doing all the right things, the things supposed to, go they hard to count, right? Right. Some are even struggling to barely do 16 million. Barely. They can't do 16 million. Heat suppresses sperm production. Right? Fewer sperm are produced in each cycle where there is excess heat. Clear? If you understand, type clear in the comment section. Clear in the comment section. Vibe with Helly. Good to see you. You're welcome. So that is what heat does to sperm count. Right? It reduces sperm count. Hey, Oluchi Happiness. Good to see you. If you're just joining, you're welcome. Make sure you're following me. Tap on your screen and share the live. If you are still here, type on your screen, ready. Let's continue. That's what heat does to sperm count. So what does heat do to motility? Heat exposure leads to poor sperm motility. Heat exposure leads to poor motility. Why? Because heat damages the energy center of a sperm. The part of the sperm cell that creates the energy for it to move is damaged because of excess heat. The very energy source of sperm. Right? That's why you have weaker sperm, sluggish sperm. See, you didn't know before, I'm telling you now. Right? So that's what heat does to motility. Heat amounts to poor motility. Is that clear? The next thing, what heat does to morphology. Morphology is the shape and appearance of sperm. Heat does something to it. Heat will lead to abnormal morphology. Right? Heat will cause the sperm to develop structural defects when it is exposed. You expose your balls to heat, there's going to be sperm structural defects that you see. The big head, the small head, the half head, the zero head, the bent head. All that is because of heat effect. Right? So abnormal morphology can be caused by heat. Right? Heat also causes DNA damage. Remember we talked about how the packaging of the DNA can be affected by heat. It's not only packaging, even the DNA can be damaged. And this is the most concerning part of the gist, because heat can disrupt how DNA is packaged inside the sperm. And when that happens, it leads to increased risk of fertilization failure. Your test looks okay. Man and woman, test looks okay. But fertilization is refusing to happen because of packaging failure. the package in which the sperm came is not packaging at all, right? So fertilization refused to happen. It also, if fertilization does happen, it will lead to poor embryo development. Why? Because poor sperm, poor embryo, and of course miscarriage. Why? Because the body can never tolerate an abnormal embryo formation. The body does not tolerate it. So it's not every miscarriage that is caused by village people. No. No. Quality of sperm and quality of egg is part of the gist. Right? Now, there's something else people misunderstand when it comes to the impact. Right? Heat exposure today does not cause problem today. Is that not confused? So, for example, think about now. I'm sitting down here trying to educate you on what to do with your fertility, and of course, they are not tapping, right? And as I'm sitting, temperature in my scrotal area is increasing. Therefore, my sperm production is being affected for people who are not tapping. But I'm not going to feel the problem today. The effect of this sacrifice is in 3 months' time. Is in 3 months' time. Why? Because sperm takes 70 to 90 days to develop. 70 to 90 days to develop. So the problem you cause today will manifest in 3 days' time. So when you're not having repeated heat exposure over and over, week by week, month by month, it may affect sperm. It will affect sperm that will be released much later. And some people is back to back. In the end, all you can see on their examination, all their tests, are all sluggish, dead, less quality sperm cells. It is not today it happened. It was long coming. Alright? It was long coming. And this creates a delayed fertility effect. Right? Because we say take supplements, stop alcohol and all that. Then you stop last week. Your ovulation is this week. You want to knock and get results. It's not going to happen. Reason why I said something in the last video, go and watch it. The last video is already up in the YouTube. Go and watch it. I said I'm not going to repeat it because you're supposed to pay me for that information. But go to YouTube and see it. Right? There is a period you're supposed to prepare your body before you attempt to conceive. But who will tell you that one? You will learn. You will learn. Right? Because, after you preach to some people, they say, oh, they feel so sober. So sober. A man may even stop harmful habits today. Right? But the repent you repented today, the result can only manifest in 3 months' time. So if you are looking for a way to conceive next month, you would have started your bad habit, you have stopped your bad habits 3 months ago. Why? Because there's a time effect on sperm production. Right? Good evening. M said is here. How was your day, M said? Now, one of the most common medical causes of male infertility is what we call varicocele. Varicocele. Now, this is a condition where the vein that is around the testis become enlarged. My day is great. Thank you. the veins around the testes becomes enlarged. That is varicose. And because they are enlarged, the vein will fail to regulate temperature. And this will lead to increased scrotal heat and also poor sperm production. Right? So varicose is something that your doctor will send you for an examination to determine. So guys, make sure you go for a routine test and examination. It's going to help you, right? Because varicose is an essential biological version of the heat problem. That one is not something you correct by yourself or even know by yourself. Your doctor can help you, right? Have you not wondered, for guys, think about it. Have you not wondered, when it is heat season, the scrotal skin becomes loose and long? Why? When it is cold season, the scrotal skin becomes contracted and thick, compacted. Why? All that thing you see up and down of the scrotum is temperature regulation. You see that in children, you see that in teenagers, you see that in middle-aged men, you see that in older men. Why? Because the scrotum must always regulate testicular temperature. Right? You know, studies have shown that when there is increased scrotal temperature, it is associated with reduced sperm concentration. Right? When temperature is increased in that place, sperm concentration is decreased. There's also a decrease in the ability for sperm to move because of temperature. There's also increase in abnormal morphology. So guys, if you are planning on doing seminal analysis, I advise you can be doing it every 3 months. If you change your habits today, 3 months later go and test. You are more likely to get a good result. But don't do today, 2 weeks later go and do. You are just wasting your money and your time, right? Because of what we already know. Is that okay? Do you even know that even temporary heat exposure, like when you have fever, for example, it can reduce sperm quality for several weeks. Do you know that? Ivy is here. Hello, Ivy. Good to see you. You're welcome. Fever, right, can reduce sperm quality for several weeks. So you're trying to conceive. It's not when you recover from fever that you go and knock and get results, right? you want to give yourself some time to recover and your sperm production to come up back to what it's supposed to be. But I said all that to say, this only buttresses the fact or highlights how fragile sperm production process is very fragile, right? So fragile that, you know, one of the things you don't want to do, like, you know, ladies that like fighting too much, those ladies that like fighting, you know, one of the places they aim on men when they are fighting, they want to kick his blockers. Please don't do that. Don't do that. You are scattering generations. Please don't do that. Right? So, understand this. There are several details most people will never hear. Right? But I bring you these details because I believe in in your reproductive success if you will trust what we are saying. First, the body has a natural cooling system. So I'm not telling you because heat is too much, they go and carry ice block and put there. You don't need all that. There's what we call cremasteric muscle. Basically, there is a muscle in the scrotum, right? There are just two of them. Don't worry about that. So they are the ones that adjust the position of the testes to regulate the temperature. That is their job. It's a cooling system. You don't need to do anything about it. You don't have to do anything about it, right? But when you expose yourself to external heat, it can overwhelm the system. It can. And I'm thinking about you that sit for a very long time, remote jobs, you're a long distance driver, you work in a place where heat production is high. I'm thinking about you. What is going to happen? Prolonged exposure to heat. Anyway, so rare fact number 1, the body has natural cooling system. Rare fact number 2, sperm producing cells are among the most heat sensitive cells in the body. You see, the testes and heat, they can never be friends, right? They are so sensitive that any change in temperature, by the time it's close to 1 hour 30 minutes now, you start hearing me saying things like, all right, ask your question, it's time for us to go. Because I don't want to cut short my sperm production. I must meet my over 100 million quota per day. Right? So number 2, sperm producing cells are very heat sensitive. Number 3 rare fact is where there is repeated, even a mild heat exposure, it can be harmful. Right? You have slight increase in temperature, but it's repeated. You know that can be more harmful than when you have one singular heat experience and you left the environment. Yeah, it can be more harmful. It is actually the chronic everyday habits that often cause the greatest damage. And that's why I said before, the body has the ability to produce over 100 million sperm cells every day. And now we are asking you for semen sample. We're asking you for it. And after 3 days of abstinence, you can barely have 16 million sperm cells. Something is wrong. Thank you very much, Ivy. I appreciate you. Thank you. 3 days, you cannot hit 100 million. Is it not time for you to change your habits? Somebody say, oh, you know now, the minimum is 14 million. So if I'm above, the minimum is 15 million. So if I'm above 15 million, therefore, you don't understand what you're talking about. You increase your chances by producing more sperm. Somebody who is producing hundreds of millions in a day versus somebody who could only produce 45 million in 3 days. Who has better chance? Who has better chance of fertility? That's the way to think. Don't carry that result and say, everything's all right. Everything is all right. But this is family meeting, so we got to talk, right? Somebody has to be truthful to you. Oh boy. And I'm thinking about you. But let me give you good news, as usual. Good news. The good news is that, and of course, the encouraging news is that this damage that can be done to sperm due to heat are reversible. They are reversible. The reason is simple. It's because sperm production is continuous. Every second we produce sperm. So when you remove heat exposure, it allows the testes to recover quickly and begin to produce the right quality of sperm. Phonos, what do you mean by help? What kind of help do you need? I'm already helping you by giving you information. I want to make sure in 3 to 6 months, improvement will be seen in sperm count, motility, and morphology. If you would change your lifestyle today, in 3 to 6 months' time, all these things that was a problem on your result will change. Is that not good news? That's good news. It can change. So infertility problem in men is reversible. Is reversible. And that is the good news. But the question is, are you ready to change your lifestyle? Are you ready to change the things that are causing the challenge? But remember, for this recovery to happen, it also depends on how long the exposure has lasted. Because some people have been smoking all their life. Some people have been under heat for like forever, right? Some people are their occupation is all about heat intensity, and it's also it depends on your overall health. A healthy man will produce healthy cells, sperm cells. An unhealthy man will produce an unhealthy sperm. Right? So that is the good news. So I want to advise men. Right, exactly. T-squared rules. Right? So I want to advise men. Because my time of sitting down is almost elapsing. I don't want to hear story. It's very simple. That's the fidelity. Follow me, and listen to the things I'm teaching, because it will revolutionize your fertility. There is nothing in male infertility that cannot be changed unless you were born that way. Unless you were born that way. But every other thing can be changed. And I've always said 9 out of 10 problems of fertility in men are changeable. The rest, the other one is just you were born that way, and so there's really nothing we can do about it. But the one we can do about it is what I'm telling you. So the advice I'm giving men is this: trying to conceive, right? For men that are trying to conceive. Okay, I'll follow you back as soon as possible. So for men that are trying to conceive, small changes can make significant difference. Right? Avoid direct placing of laptop on your laps. Place your laptop on your table. Do not sit on hot tubs. Do not wear tight pants or trousers. You don't need all that thing. Wear loose clothing. That's why I like my people from northern Nigeria. Their clothes are loose. Some of them, they don't even wear inner wear. Maybe I should start doing that. But the problem with not wearing underwear, you may be walking on the street and you see one figure 8 and your John Thomas will just jump up like this. Oh boy. Oh boy. So that comes with its own problem, right? I don't know why you are doing that. You don't need excessive Fidelity journal. You don't need excessive exercise. You need exercise, yes, but not excessive. Is that okay? Unless that is your occupation, that is your job. Like you're an athlete, or you are I don't know what they call those people that lift weights. Unless that. But if that is not your case, why do you do that? Right? You don't need that. Is that okay? So if you're just joining, you're welcome. You want to follow me. If you're trying to conceive, follow me. Because I have information that will change your fertility story. Is that okay? Nurse Princess, good to see you. How are you? Right? So I'm telling men, you see tight pants, stop it. Tight trousers, stop it. Putting laptop on your lap, stop it. Sitting down in hot baths, stop it. Right? And if it's possible to change occupations, good evening, Nurse Princess. If it's possible to change occupations that cause heat, so you are exposed to excessive heat, change it if it's possible. Otherwise, be mindful. Is that okay? Also, take a break from sitting. Stop sitting down for too long. Depend on your occupation. Right? Right now, I'm telling you, I'm going to end the live stream pretty soon because I know how much time I need to sit down because I am mindful of sperm production. Right? So you want to follow me? I have a lot of information that can change all that story, right? So go to YouTube, search my name, Dr. Godwin EMB. All the past episodes on male infertility, copy it, send it to your men. It will change their story. Okay. Christy Labelle, no problem. Just go to YouTube. Today's information will be there, so nothing to you. Alright? So take a break from sitting too long. Right? Do not sit for too long, even if you are a 9 to 5er. I will talk about female. Let me finish with men. Is that okay? And when I'm done with men, I will face women. Because this year, everybody will collect. Because we are tired of hearing the complaints. Most of the infertility problem is just ignorance. And look at them looking for drugs all over the place. Is it drugs you need? So you don't collect your own. So men, stop sitting for too long. Allow time to stand up. Let that area cool down. Is that okay? And I've advised that if you walk in a place that exposes you to heat, take measures that are possible to change. Right? So heat is one of the silent fertility factors that is affecting a lot of people. It does not cause pain. That's why you don't know. It does not cause obvious symptoms. That's why you don't know. It does not cause any immediate sexual function. That's why you don't know. But over time, it can significantly reduce reproductive potential. Heat. And if I don't tell you now, you may never know. And I'm asking again, if you have the potential of producing over a million, over 100 million cells, sperm cells a day, and we're asking you for semen sample, you abstain for 3 days, and you can barely do 20 million. Doesn't that tell you something is wrong? In your mind, it's okay. Yes, it's okay. But think about it. After 3 days, it's only 20 million you can produce. Whereas you have the potential to produce 100 million in a day. Think about it. Don't be wise. Be wise. Change your lifestyle. Stop smoking, stop drinking, stop exposing yourself to heat. Sleep. Manage your stress. I'm going to talk about these other things tomorrow, moving forward. Tomorrow is Friday, right? Yay, thank God it's Friday. Right? Tomorrow and next week, I'm going to deal with the other aspects. But all these things will change your fertility story if you just do them. And those people coming to my, they say, oh, my sperm count is this. They say it's low. Which drug? Stop looking for drug. That's the reason why you can pay those people giving you drugs and refuse to pay us who are advising you to do the right thing. Drugs for what? Drugs for what? Change your lifestyle and your sperm will come back to normal. Come on, man. These guys. I'm done with you guys. I don't, you don't do. I'm done. Drugs for what? Of course, the people selling the drugs want to sell. They're definitely going to give it to you. But is that what you need? You know, we live in a day and time where people they have itchy ears to hear lies. So when they give them lies, how much do you need for this lie? But when we give you truth, even to tap on your screen becomes a problem. Ridiculous. All right, so before we start taking questions, I want to say to couples. So when you ask the question why you are not pregnant, right? The answer is not always found in complex disease, right? Or maybe there's a rare condition. Nah. Sometimes the answer lies in everyday habits that looks completely harmless. Like placing your laptop on your legs, harmless. Sitting on hot tubs, harmless. Right? Ignoring the importance of temperature on sperm health. You know, in male infertility, success depends only on producing sperm. For you to be successful in fertility, you must produce sperm, and quality one at that. You must produce it in the right environment, and that is what I'm teaching you to do. And if you disrupt that environment with your lifestyle, and sometimes maybe you are sick, right? When you are sick, you get treated, you can come back. But your lifestyle must change. And heat exposure is one of those factors. So this is what I will leave you with. Fertility is precise. It's not rocket science, right? It's a precision. It depends on balance. Fertility depends on timing. And it depends on optimal conditions. So that's why when you are rushing to go and look for drugs, understand your body runs on chemicals. The drug is a chemical. When two chemicals react, what does it produce? More likely you are the cause of your problem. Long story short, even a small shift of maybe like temperature change can make big difference between whether you'll be successful in your fertility journey or whether you'll be struggling, like many people are struggling today. I'm telling you the truth. So I'm just feeling very worried for people who are ignorant. I'm really feeling worried for you. But some people actually need to be taught a lesson. Let them suffer. Then when they are ready for a solution, they can now come. Alright, send your request. Come, let's talk before I go, because my temperature is increasing too, you know. Alright.